Maryborough City Hall turns 115 years old today. This is a grand old building. I love to explore it. This building, which is now so symbolic of our community, of our local government, and of our region, was officially opened in a very grand ceremony on the 17th of June, 1908. The construction of it by the Maryborough City Council was thanks entirely the funding due to one man, George Ambrose White. He donated the money which made it possible. He had actually earlier donated the funds for the public swimming baths in the Botanic Gardens. The one condition of that gift was that children always be admitted for free. This building, the Maryborough City Hall, was to replace an earlier timber structure which was on the other side of Kent Street. That earlier town hall actually still exists in a modified form where it has been moved a few streets away. To provide the design for City Hall, the council engaged one of the most accomplished architects to ever work in Queensland, Robin Dodds. He built a number of buildings right across Queensland, but this is the only known example of his of a City Hall or any construction for a council. The new hall was constructed with the intention of being the finest public building in town. Dodds designed a substantial red brick building with steeply pitched gable roof and 6 Tuscan order columns at the front, defining the portico, reflected the Victorian ideal for municipal buildings. The actual building was officially opened in 1908 by our local MP, Andrew Fisher, just a short period before he became the Prime Minister of Australia. This landmark building is much more than just a headquarters for council administration. It has been used for countless functions over the years, whether it's boxing matches, Shakespeare productions, Eisteddfods, debutante balls. All kinds of important social gatherings have taken place here in Maryborough City Hall. The lettering above the entrance door, which on completion of the building in 1908 said Town Hall, was changed to City Hall in 1964. There's not a really good explanation why it said Town Hall for all those decades, because Maryborough actually was incorporated as a city in 1905, 3 years before the completion of the building in 1908. Maryborough City Hall is a landmark building for the community it serves and provides an enduring connection to our history. The coifering of the ceiling here I think is really remarkable, and it really reminds me of the dome ceiling of the Pantheon in Rome. It is a very finely crafted building in all of its features. The stage is framed by a classically inspired proscenium archway, which is flanked by reeded Corinthian columns supporting gently curved entablature. Like I said, I love to explore this building. Come on, let's go have a look around. This is the entrance foyer to City Hall. As you can see here, we have a memorial for George Ambrose White, who funded the building, as well as a picture of the ceremony which started construction. As you can see, it's a Freemason ceremony, and we have here the trowel that was used on the day. In the background, you can see the original town hall, as well as St. Stephen's, the spire of St. Stephen's. So it's, this is a really good photo. You can see the start of the columns out the front. Up the stairs, we have some of the really, really interesting rooms, including the council chambers. These are what's called Juliet balconies. I think they really add to the distinctiveness of the building. Many public announcements, such as election results, were actually made from these balconies in the early part of the 20th century. The public gallery here on the mezzanine level of City Hall is really extraordinary. It's very much intact. This really reflects how many people used to come to City Hall to see big events. I always really love hearing the stories of everything that's happened here in Maryborough City Hall. Today I'm meeting with Jill Downing. Jill's husband Don was a councillor here for 18 years from 1970 to 1988, a very significant time, the time when Jock Anderson was the mayor. So I'm really looking forward to hearing a bit more about the development of Maryborough in that period. So Jill, your husband Don, he sat here throughout the 1970s and 80s when he was on the council?
Well, I think it was always in the spot because he was right on the side, he wasn't in the middle.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
I think I've got a photo of him with some accent on it, yeah.
And so what are your memories of the time when he was on council here at City Hall?
Well, he was never home.
Yeah.
They used to have tea early so they could have 4 o'clock meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And then often they used to come home, if they had a 4 o'clock, sometimes they come home about 7 and have tea and then go back again.
Mm-hmm. And his career coincided with Jock Anderson's time as mayor.
Yes.
That was a Labour team. They would caucus before the meetings.
Well, I don't know if it's before the meeting. They must have, before they had the council meeting,
Yeah.
they would have decided what they were going to decide on. Those sorts of things, haven't you?
And what do you remember about the election campaigns, Don's time as a councillor here?
Yes, well, out handing a hand of vote cards down the town hall here, and just hope to see what happened. But I know the night he got in, he was so excited. He was like beside
That
himself.
was in 1970?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they had the trades hall round the corner, and that's where they all met. It was a broken down old building, but we all met round there afterwards.
Yeah, because Labour had been out of power for a long time. Ralph
Oh,
Stafford
yeah,
had been
yeah.
there, and before
That's
that another number of
Yeah,
people.
all good liberals.
Yeah. So the mayor and the councillors, they all had full-time jobs. Council was something they did, as a community minded spirit thing. How much did it really take up of their lives? Though they
Well,
really
a
were
lot of
focused.
time, and they didn't get very much pay. First, when Nom came to the first one, he got $12,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to take it
Yeah.
because he wasn't used to getting paid for doing anything.
For doing meetings and
Because he was in the Scouts all those
Yeah.
years, and he did that voluntary.
Yeah.
So it was a bit funny to take money,
Yeah.
but we never got much. Because
Yeah.
Jock always made sure that we never got the allotted amount for the year.
Yeah, he was a very good penny pinching.
Oh, he was a real Scotsman.
Yeah. Yeah, they changed a lot in the city, whether it's sewage, opening up areas in
They
Granville.
did. Don was on the thing when he did Granville, and I think they did Tanana as well,
Yeah.
because that was a big job.
Mhm.
And they run the water in from Tanana on a different another pipe or something, if I remember rightly. Because we used to go out to Teddington a lot to meet the chap that was running the waterworks. We were quite friendly with him.
Yeah.
Because that was all part of Don's
Part of his
portfolio.
responsibilities. And so do you remember, were you ever involved in discussions with Don about, parks or bus stops?
No, only the bus stop down the front here.
Yeah. That was, because that wasn't there before.
No, it was just, they just sat on the cement, and when it was raining or what it was doing, there was no cover.
Yeah.
And the toilets were there too.
Yeah.
The toilets, the men's toilets was this end and the women's the other end.
Yeah.
Under the ground.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really brilliant, was it?
No.
But then they put that shelter up, because you needed a shelter to sit under if it was raining or too hot.
Yeah.
Because people used the bus a lot in those days.
That's right, yeah, some main form of transportation, that and bicycles. Well, thanks, Mrs. Downing. Don played a very key role in our city for well over a decade, all the 70s and most of the 80s.
15 years it was, because every 3 years.
Every 3 years for 5 years, from the 1970 election until
the Peters got in all over, because they were going to put. They said the meters were going to go up.
Yeah.
And they took all the meters out.
Yeah. This was the alderman's room, where the aldermen schemed, planned, discussed, drank, and relaxed before and after meetings. This upstairs room, which is now a committee room, used to be a couple of rooms. This was the mayor's office here in the corner, and this really beautiful desk was the mayor's desk for many, many years. In the corner of the room here, we have this timber clock beneath a photo of the Queen. This clock actually runs the clock that's at the top of City Hall. The clock in City Hall is run here. A sort of electric message is sent from here up the top, which then sets the time as well as the bell. So let's go have a closer look. As with everything at the council, safety is a priority.
I'll just want to keep walking up and then you stand on this top rail from your arm.
This is the belfry level. It provides spectacular 360-degree views of historic Maryborough. As you can see out the back here, you can see the fly tower that was added to City Hall in the 1930s, and all around us, the beautiful Town Hall Green. These are the cables that ring the bells above me that will be very loud here in a minute, and we've still got 2 more levels to go up. We're here in the mechanism of the clock tower. It's about to go 11:30. The tower's above me, the bells are below, and this is the clock tower working. It is 11:30. Well, here I am at the top of Maryborough City Hall. This is actually the flagpole right here. Behind me, 1935, there's the date from when this was built. Over time, people have signed, including the architect, have signed their name here at the timber at the very top of Maryborough City Hall. Out here is the flagpole and an amazing view of Maryborough. Well, I'm here at the top of Maryborough City Hall, an amazing view of historic Maryborough. This building, Maryborough City Hall, has now been part of our community for 115 years, and it'll continue to be for the coming generations. A great place, a civic meeting place, an important community place, and a connection to our history.